Guess who's back? Back again. Guess who's back? Tell a friend. That is how that song goes, right? I don't know. That's just what people do, right? They sing the song. Anyway, hello everyone. My name is Liz and I'm obsessed with Disney. Oh my god, this is going to annoy the crap out of me. Did I tell you guys a story about this in my senior project vlog thing? Link to that. That was the last video. I got expandable foam in my hair, and that's a really big no-no to have, so I had to cut my hair, and it's not fun. Anyway, speaking of senior projects, I want to show you guys a real quick clip of, like, my babies in action. So, look at this, and then we'll get on to the video, I swear.
Final fight. Agnes versus Tiamat.
Pretty cool, right? Okay, enough of that. Why we're really here, why we clicked on the video, we're going to talk about books. So, disclaimer, I know some of you guys might not be interested in this video, but I needed to get this done because I needed to get back into my YouTube groove. If not, I would, like, be dooming myself. So, if you don't like this, sorry. Doing this for me, because I'm gonna do me. First up, I'm going to talk about this Haunted Mansion book that I said I was going to make a video about last month. But, you know, that didn't happen. So like I said, I started this a while ago, and then I had to put it down because life got crazy. And this is basically what I've been up to. Like, I've been doing reading in between because it's another form of procrastination because I spend too much time online. I'm like, listen, I gotta do schoolwork, but instead of getting off the computer and doing schoolwork, I was getting off the computer and getting into books, which I shouldn't. Anyway, this was like a really tiny book, so it was like easy to read, and I think I hated it. This is a really cute book, like the size, like in comparison to my face, like it's tiny, and like the print is like fine, and there's like these big chapter markers, and it's like illustrated, so like it's really not a lot of words at all. Obviously I know early 20s people are not the target demographic with this book, but it was awful. Awful's like, that's a hard word. Like, it just wasn't good. Some of the stories in here were weird. Okay, so heads up, I'm gonna have to spoil it because otherwise I feel like I can't properly talk about this. So if you guys had any type of inkling to... So my camera died. I think this is how zoomed in I was. Anyway, Tales from the Haunted Mansion. Continuity. It was like a collection of stories about these 4 kids who like made their own club of like telling scary stories. And then one day they like stumble into the Haunted Mansion, and there's like this librarian who's like, oh, I know you guys and I want to be part of your club, so I'm going to tell you scary stories. But the scary stories he tells is all about the kids, and all the endings of the stories that the librarian is telling is like questionable. But then we find out at the end of the book that those are the stories of how all 4 of those middle school kids died. They became ghosts in the Haunted Mansion. I'm like, that's weird. But I feel like I should have expected that, because I feel like on one of, like synopsis of the books that, like, I read online, it was like, oh yeah, this whole series is going to be, like, the backstories of all the ghosts of the Haunted Mansion. So I guess I kind of forgot about that until I was like, oh, hot damn! It's because you don't expect it, because they're just kids who are, like, not from a bajillion million years ago, from mansion times. They're, like, from now, so it's kind of like, oh shoot, I forgot about that. Anyway, so the premise is interesting, but I think I kind of hated it because the stories were just, I don't know, they were kind of more silly than they were, like, scary, and it's like not even like they were that dark. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, it's more geared towards kids, but, like, if you're going to market this book as, like, a scary book, I don't think it should be that silly, honestly. But the thing that I really hated about it was that, like, okay, so in the groups of kids, it's 3 guys and 1 girl. But this author, like, must hate, like, prepubescent girls. Like, the characterization of the girl, her name is Willa, and I was like, the only ever time I heard the name Willa before was in the Kingdom Keeper series, and it was a little fishy to me. The way he writes her is, like, awful. He writes her like she's 16 and boy crazy, but they're literally 11, and I don't know, they like, whenever he writes as Willa, he's like, oh my god, like, I love Tim, I'm in love with Tim, blah, 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 blah. And when you see her, like, from the guys' perspectives, like, her friends, like, she's so smart, and she's, like, a badass, and I don't know, I don't know, I felt like it was just kind of off-putting, and I felt like it was, a little mean to, like, all the middle school girls, because, yeah, like, hormones are a little crazy at that age, but it's like, 11-year-old girls are more than who they have crushes on. Rude! Okay, next up, we have the newest Rick Riordan book, The Hammer of Thor, from the Magnus Chase series. Let's be honest, I still didn't finish it. It's a lot to get through, and it's really fun, and I love everything Rick Riordan does, but I haven't had a lot of time. I was only able to read a tiny little book like this in, like, 2 months. So then this came out on October 4th, and this is, like, mid-November, and I'm only halfway through, because I've been busy. I've had a lot of things happening. But recently, okay, so we're going to get a little sidetracked, but it still has to do with books, so sorry, not sorry. This video is going to be long, I feel it. I've recently been using Audible because literally that's all YouTubers talk about, and I was like, alright, you know, I really want to read. I work at a bookstore, so I see so many good books all the time, and I want to read them, but I just don't have the time. So it's like, maybe I'll do these audiobooks, and I can, like, read them when I'm driving to school or, like, on the run. And it's great, and it's so convenient, and I've already read 2 books through Audible, and I'm having a great time, but it's a little bit of a ripoff. Like, you have to pay $15 a month, and then they say, once you have your Audible subscription, you're getting a discount on these audiobooks. But, like, it's not a discount at all. Like, it's crazy. So, literally, when you go buy Hammer of Thor at, like, Barnes & Noble or, like, any store, it's $20. But when you go on the Audible app with your discount, it's $25. I'm like, I don't understand. It's not like it costs so much money to make an audiobook. It's not like they're getting, like, these high-profile celebrities that they have to pay $1 bajillion to do these. They're just getting random voice actors to do these. And it's not like they gotta pay them an exorbitant amount of money. You just gotta pay them at, like, a normal wage. It's not like you have to print a book. It costs a lot to make a book. Like, obviously, like I said, I work at a bookstore, so, like, I know that books are expensive, but books are expensive for a reason. Like, if you go buy, like, a digital copy of a book, normally it's about, like, $4.99. The most you'll see, like, a digital book for is, like, $12.99. So, the fact that audiobooks are $25 is outrageous. So what I've been doing with my Audibles, I've only been getting my one free book a month. So when I was like, after I finished what I was been listening to, I was like, maybe I could just get the audiobook of this and I could do a full review. But I can't because Audible is like a freaking ripoff. But, oh my god. The book that I just finished, it's not Disney, it's not on Disney Publishing, so like, I really feel like I can't justify talking about it on this channel, but oh my god, if anyone like has read the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard, oh man. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about that much, but I like hate the main character, and that makes me want to read it so much more because I've never read a book where like I hate like the main voice of the book. Like, it's so good. I'm like, I feel like I'm rooting against her, but it's like so awful. Anyway, if you guys have read the book, like, I don't know anyone who's actually read these, so I can't talk about it to anyone, but if you have, like, please contact me, like, social media, hit me up on Twitter or something. All my handles are, like, in the description, at ElisabethDare, like, everywhere. Please, 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 I need to talk about, because I have some cracked theories that, like, was kind of spoiled by Glass Sword. I know I'm like really far behind on this. Like I said, I've only just gotten into the series, and like the most recent book came out like 10 months ago. So Elizabeth, where you been? But oh my god, please, I need to talk about this. Like, please. Anyway, back to Rick Riordan. Like I said, I didn't finish it, but I'm going to echo my sentiments from when I covered the first Magnus Chase book. I'll link that right there. I think Magnus Chase is like Rick Riordan at his best. Like, he has grown with his audience, and like, he covers like some really heavy topics, and I feel like this cannot be considered middle grade reading material anymore. Like, this is straight up YA. Like, there's mentions of like drug use and stuff, and so there's a character in here, that says they're gender fluid and transgender. So I'm like, okay, Rick, I commend you for like trying to, you know, have more representation for the LGBT community. But if you're going to do it, please do it right. Think about this. If you're saying that your character is gender fluid, which means they're not one specific gender, you can't be trans too, because if you're trans, you're saying, I am not my gender doesn't match the sex I was born with, so you feel very strongly towards a different gender. Meanwhile, if you're gender fluid, you don't feel any of that strong pull to the other gender. So that doesn't make sense. So do you see, like, the problematic with that? So I'm like, Rick, that's great. Please do all types of knowledge, learning, research before you step foot into that. But that being said, he mentions like the homelessness of like a lot of LGBT youth, and like that's like a really big issue that's very present. And I think that's like huge if he's going to talk about this in a middle grader's reading book. Guys, I am so rusty making videos, I must say. But it's Rick Riordan, so it's incredible. It's very snappy. The adventure's so good. Oh, I love Magnus. He's not afraid to be like, yeah, and then like I ran away like a little girl, even though like he's a badass. Like, it's so funny. Like, I don't know. It's really good. I didn't talk about Trials of Apollo on the channel, but it's just very interesting to see how far Rick Riordan has come, because the big baddies in Trials of Apollo, I'm not going to spoil it, but are very different than the big bads in all of Rick Riordan's other books. And again, I feel like it's much more adult. Not like adult, like, books, but like not kids books, you know, so more adult, I mean like more teen, which is stupid. I don't know. I'm gonna cut myself off because now I'm just ranting and I've completely gone off all notes that I've done and tried to make for this video. So, I don't know. I'm gonna see you guys next week. Hopefully I'm gonna show you guys my pin collection and how I'm transporting that once I go move to Disney. So, I'll see you then. Have a seamless day, everyone. Bye. I don't think I've ever been more proud of myself, like, doing something artistically. Obviously being a theater major, I've had to do, like, a lot of crazy kinds of art project-y things. And, I don't know, I've just never really been a fan, but that dragon, I don't know if I'm just really proud of it because I've been working on it forever, and it's been literally my life for, like, the past 2 months.